Hello loves, welcome to this Dollar Tree spell video. This is going to be on head work and head working. This spell specifically, I know it's one that you guys have been waiting for, is a domination spell. It is more used in, it can be used for many different things, and you can use the spell for many different types of things that you're trying to specifically infuse in the brain of someone or even yourself, because you can do this spell on yourself as well. What are head work spells really good for? So head work spells are really good for changing the mind. Again, this goes hand in hand with domination work. Changing the mind and altering the thoughts of others or yourself again. So that comes into play if there's a negative habit you want to stop, if there is a negative habit you want to stop in your partner, or if there's a crush that you want to kind of put thoughts or ideas or think of it like almost like a whisper of sorts, like planting something in their head. This is the spell that you're going to want to do. Head work is a very powerful thing to do because it focuses on that which controls the rest of the body. If you plant an idea on someone's head, it changes the way that they function, the way they act, the way they move. So it's a very powerful thing. Be very mindful how you want to and who you want to kind of do the spell work on, because it is a very powerful spell. So I'm just saying that as a disclaimer. So this is a Dollar Tree spell, so we're using all of Dollar Tree's items as per usual, starting with the skull itself. So I know right now it's Halloween season. I told you guys I got this skull specifically to do the spell for you guys, and I know some of you already got it because you've put it in my comments that you're waiting for the spell to come. So here you go, it's here. But for those who are going to be looking for a spell or a skull to do the spell on, make sure that it is ceramic or just not plastic. You don't want to go to the Dollar Tree, grab a plastic skull and then do the spell, because then you're going to have a hot plastic mess in your hands, especially when the candle starts melting down. You're going to have a hot mess in your hands, and I don't want you to catch your house on fire. So please make sure you're practicing fire safety at all times. But yeah, so you want to make sure that you have at least a ceramic skull. And I like the ceramic skull specifically because when you turn them over at the bottom, they have this hole here, okay? And I actually use this hole on purpose. You can actually, if you wanted to do a spell on a longer term where you wanted to work someone's head continuously about a certain thing, like maybe they're addicted to smoking and you want them to stop smoking, you can do like this spell and just seal the bottom with wax completely with the intention, and then you can work that spell for how many months you feel like you need to, or how many weeks you feel like you need to, and then afterwards you can bury that as well in the ground because you want it to affect the root chakra, which is the body. So this is a very powerful spell to do, and you want to make sure you have a ceramic skull for this, okay? I chose the black one for this. I'm working with color magic on my end. You definitely, if you bought the white one, that's totally 1000% totally cool. No worries about that. I chose the black one specifically to represent the negative aspects and the things that are already there that are negative about what I'm trying to change. So that's the way I'm seeing this, and that's why I'm working specifically with a white candle as well, because it's contrasting the black. So if you're using the white, do it with the black candle, and just make sure you're using color magic accordingly as well. One of the other things that you can do, especially with these candles, you can use different colors depending on what it is that you want as well. If you wanted to do a head spell targeting a specific chakra in the person, so whether that it be sexual, if you want your partner to be more attracted to you, or you want certain things, or like if you want someone to make a move, you want to target their solar plexus, or if you wanted to do like a heart chakra spell with this, you can also use color magic. Just work with the respective candle color, so that way you have that energy in there. You know what you're working with. But I'm using white because it's universal. I'm working with the head. We're trying to bring that clarity in. Specifically for me, because this is a very universal spell, you can change the ingredients based on what it is that you're doing. For me, this is a very positive spell for me. I am doing this spell specifically to help boost someone's behavior and help boost someone's self-esteem, and to help them tap into their strength and give them mental clarity. Okay, and you're gonna see that in the ingredients that I chose. So you're gonna need a white candle this size. You can also get a 7-day candle and light it with this burning as well, just to assist it if you feel like you need to, and especially if it's an intention that's going to take a little bit longer to work through, you can do that as well. You are going to need the lavender oil that has the sweet almond blend with the lavender essential oil in here, and you're going to need to bless this before you do this. And because lavender is very universal, and it brings peace and clarity and calm, this is why I'm using this. I don't want this to be an aggressive spell. When you're doing head work, yes, you can do, like, you can get a little bit aggressive and potentially make someone go really crazy, but for the most part, the head is a very sensitive space, because is where your thoughts are. You can literally drive somebody crazy if you do this incorrectly. So I want to make sure that I have the energy of peace and calm, relaxation, that they are relaxed, that they're chilling out, no worries, no stress, like just relax, like take in every single intention I'm setting in here as gently as humanly possible. I don't want to be aggressive with this. I don't want to add too much fire in this. I want to be as gentle as possible. The other thing is, I am doing the spell during the full moon in Aries. So currently we're on a Wednesday. The full moon in Aries is tomorrow. But I'm going to be doing this today, closer to the nighttime, because I want it to be, again, we're triggering that subconscious mind while somebody is sleeping and at rest. So that's why I'm doing it closer to when I'm falling asleep, so I make sure that they're in a state of safety and peace and relaxation. That's what we're triggering with the lavender as well. That's why I'm doing this with this. If you wanted to cause somebody nightmares and make somebody like do a whole entire like getting back at somebody, you can completely change these ingredients to align for that purpose. But I want these ingredients to be more calming in nature based on the intention I'm setting, which is again more for helping their strength and helping their self-esteem and their growth. Okay, so the other two ingredients that you're going to see here is sea salt, okay, which you can get at the Dollar Tree, and this is peppermint, and you can get this from the peppermint tea packages that they have at the Dollar Tree. And peppermint is in the sea salt. The sea salt's going to work as a cleansing, so cleansing those negative habits, cleansing those negative intentions that they had for themselves, their lack of strength, like them thinking that they have lack of strength, all of those things. And then the peppermint is going to work as a refresher. It's going to work at tapping into the energy of abundance and growth from the peppermint, and that refreshing energy that you get when you drink it, when you smell it, when you're experiencing peppermint. That's what I'm tapping into. So I'm going in calmly into the spell work, and then I am adding these layers of peace, cleansingness, and refreshing energy, while at the same time understanding that what I'm trying to correct is negative and harsh in nature, and I'm trying to correct those habits and those things about this person that are not beneficial to them, in my point of view. You also have to understand that as well. And then I'm using the right candle in order to help me and assist me in that. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna light this right now, but I'm just gonna show you guys how I did it. So this specific petition, I already wrote it. So all I'm gonna do is turn the candle over, the candle. Oh, I keep calling it the candle. The skull over, and I'm gonna stick the petition inside. And again, if you wanted to do the spell for a consistent amount of time, you want to seal this right here. You want to pour candle wax on it sideways, because if you do it center-wise, it's just going to keep going in. You want it to plug up, so you want to do it sideways and just keep rotating it until it completely seals. And then you're going to keep working on top of this. You're going to keep lighting these until you feel like it's ready, or until the spell work is done and complete. And then you are going to take your candle and you're going to anoint it with your lavender oil. So I'm going to do that right now. Just going to be, hold on. There we go. And I'm just going to take, and again, you have to make sure you bless the oil before you do this for your intention. So I Reiki'd mine and I blessed it. I prayed over it already. So praying over this candle for it to be the light at the end of the tunnel for this person, for them to be able to come out of it. Gently, softly. You want to be as, like, literally as gentle, as soft with this as humanly possible. You don't want to be harsh. You don't want your emotions to be harsh, unless, again, you're trying to work this in a negative way. Then that's up to you. So once you prayed over this candle, you held it, you're going to take the bottom, you're going to melt it, and then you're going to pretty much glue it to the top, because that you melting the bottom is going to make the bottom soft, so you'll be able to just pop it in the top, and then it's just going to stay present there. So it's going to look like this. So I'm actually going to do it just to show you guys. Okay, so melting it like this, and then right in the center, right in the center. You're holding it until it completely, you just really needs like a moment to do, and then it's drying up, and all you need to do is light it and pray over it with your intention, and you're basically good to go. You just have to make sure that you're consistent on the prayer, on your intention, having that gentle nod to what you're doing, making sure your energy as well is very relaxed. If you need to burn some incense, or burn some sage, or just even play some meditation music or something soothing while you're doing this, because this is like an operation in many ways to the head. You want to make sure you take your time, you relax, you breathe, and then when you're ready, continue to watch the flame. The flame is also going to show you a lot of what's going on with the person, how they're taking it, and reading the candle wax afterwards, which side of the brain is falling on. All of these things you want to make sure that you're paying attention to, because they're going to teach you a lot about how the person's taking your intention. So make sure that you look into the brain as well, and you see, okay, what area of the brain is triggered with this. And if you're doing a love spell and the part of the brain that is supposed to get triggered for that is not active, then obviously your spell is getting blocked by their own will. So there's definitely a blockage there. So just make sure that you are aware of these things, and that you're working with the planetary hours on the best day that you want to work with this. So if you're doing a love work, you might want to do it on the day of Venus, or you might want to do it depending on what it is that you're trying to do. Because if you're trying to get somebody to talk to you or text you or something like that, you're trying to put that in their head, you want to work on Wednesday, because that's the day of Mercury, obviously. But if you're trying to kind of mess with somebody's emotions and, get them emotionally to maybe talk to you or flirt with you, or just express their feelings or something like that in person, maybe you want to work on a Monday, because that's the day of the moon. So again, it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get someone to confess what they did to you, or if they had some sort of resentments, or they try to mess you up, or you're doing some revenge work or something like that, you want to work on a Saturday, because that is a day of Saturn, and that's that karmic energy. So yes, I hope this was helpful. I think I answered pretty much every question. If you have a question, just leave it on the in the comments, and I'll try to answer as much as I can. But definitely just make sure that you watch the flame completely and turn it burns completely throughout, and then you're literally good to go, unless you want to do this again a little bit longer. You want to extend the behavior is something that you need to target on a longer term scale, because spell work is not just one night and then it's done. Sometimes you have to, a lot of the times you have to work a spell for weeks or months until it comes into fruition. So it also depends on the will of the other person. The person's really strong is going to take them a longer time to take in the spell. If the person is bendable, or even if, like, for example, if they're a mutable sign, you will find that they're a little bit easier to bend with this. If they're a fixed sign, so my Aquariuses, Scorpios, Leos, Tauruses, you're going to need to work this a little bit longer. You're going to have to work this a little bit longer because they're very hard-headed. If they're a cardinal sign, it'll definitely work a lot faster, but mutable signs will have a little bit of a faster effect on this. Especially Pisces would be one of them, because Pisces rules the subconscious mind, and you have to do this at night specifically, unless you know that person works during the night and sleeps during the day. Then you want to flip that over, obviously. So yeah, so I hope that was helpful. Basically, all the tools you're going to need is a plate, the peppermint, the salt, and again, you can change the herbs and ingredients that you're using depending on what it is that you are, trying to do, what your intention is. And then you're going to need your skull. Color is not, it doesn't have to be a huge focus, but if it is for you and you want to work with color magic, make sure you're choosing it accordingly. You're going to need a candle. You're going to need your oil blessed, and again, it depends on what type of work you're trying to do. Get a Sharpie pen and a piece of paper, and then you're going to write out your petition, and you're good to go. Okay. And the way you want to write your petition is really like the way you would whisper into somebody's ear. By the way, you want to make sure you're saying the person's name, and then you're saying what they are, what your intention is, but not in a I want you or anything like that. Is you are, so Jane Doe, you are a strong person. You are great at XYZ. You have more self-control. You are releasing your ex. You are working more on your self-care, your self-love. You are learning how to love yourself. You are letting yourself be the best that you can be. However it is that you want to phrase that. That's how you want to do it. You want to say their name first, as if you're whispering something. Is you're acknowledging who they are, okay? Because you do have to acknowledge that this candle represents that person. And also, I forgot to mention this in the beginning because I did sage the skull. You do have to cleanse this. You can't just pop it out of the Dollar Tree and straight up just start working on it. You do have to cleanse it. I cleansed it with sage already, and I let it sit in there. And then I just turned it over so the smoke could come out. So you do have to cleanse this. So be very mindful of that, and make sure that you are being very clear and on what your intention is on the long run. So I hope that made sense. Anyway, I would definitely see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, because we're always learning and growing over there. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye.